Hi, I'm Bob Vasquez with a random thought. Wikipedia describes Veterans Day as an annual American holiday honoring military veterans. It goes on to describe a veteran as a person who has or is working in the armed forces. At the risk of alienating my brothers and sisters in arms with whom I served more than 50 years, and without disrespecting in any way those warriors who have sacrificed much more than I could even imagine, there is another group of veterans we sometimes forget to honor, even take for granted, but should be honored right along those who have worn a uniform. They too are veterans, and they're warriors. We don't have a holiday in their honor. They just go on doing what we expect of them, yet reap no tangible benefits from their sacrifices. I've often said and have always believed that the folks who truly have the toughest job in the military are the families. They're the unsung veterans. Now, don't get me wrong. After more than 30 years of active duty service and seeing all that I saw in those years, I know that our warriors have a tough job to do. But we warriors sign up to do those tough jobs. We do what we're trained to do, and we know what our responsibilities are. A warrior accepts the fact that, if required, she will give her life for her fellow warriors and her country. Our families don't sign up for that. Well, they do, but don't know it. And they too are willing to give their lives for our country. A few years ago, I was leading a character workshop for my freshman cadets at the United States Air Force Academy that my second-born daughter, Elise, was observing. That workshop always started with the permanent party facilitators introducing themselves so that the freshmen could see who was in their presence. I'd have the facilitators tell the cadets who they were, where they were from, what they did in their service, how long they'd served, and so on. Elise was the last to introduce herself. She stood up, she mentioned that she was my daughter and that she'd served in the Air Force all of her life. What? I'd never thought of that. She was born on an Air Force base at Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi and traveled most of the United States and a lot of Europe as what we call a dependent. She was always and will always be the chief's daughter. Freaked me out. She was exactly right. She had served her entire life. Military families have always had the toughest jobs, and they always will. When does your van's transmission freeze up? When you're deployed. When does your son break his arm? When you're on TDY. When does your daughter bring her new fiancé that looks like, well, I won't go there. You know the answer. When you're gone. And who takes care of all those things while you're gone? Your spouse. The family you left behind. They're the unsung veterans. They deserve to be Time Magazine's Persons of the Year every year. We should never forget the sacrifices every veteran makes for us on a daily basis. But at the same time, we should always remember the service of our military families. Their work never stops. They continue to be the backbone of the warrior spirit. Let's make this Veterans Day a great day to honor our veterans and their families, the unsung veterans. Until next thought, I'm Chief Master Sergeant Retired Bob Vasquez.